Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome back. This is another tag. This is the Global Reader Connection tag created by Mike at Bibliophile Reads, and I was tagged by Mike. Number one, there's a bunch of prompts basically what connects us as readers and booktubers and in any kind of shared experience we have around the world regarding books and reading. And so number one, reading and your environment. How does where you live influence the way you read or what you enjoy reading? And then describe a place you love to read. How does where I live influence it? I don't have access to a lot of books through the library. I've been able to get some now that they have a lot of audiobooks and stuff, but otherwise I would have to wait forever to try to have books transferred from other libraries and stuff because ours is small, and also it's a very conservative area, so they didn't have a lot of access to many books, especially the diverse books that I read, and then the translated and stuff they never had, so I always struggled finding those. So how does it influence it though? It just influences where I'm able to get books, and which is why I started collecting them and stuff, because I didn't have great access to it. And describe a place that I love to read. I love to read at home where I'm comfortable. When it's nice outside, I wouldn't mind taking a book and reading it in the park, but usually I just read at home. Number two, shared experiences across cultures. Share a reading habit or tradition from your culture. Tell a story about how a book or a reading experience connected you with someone else. So a reading tradition from our culture is kind of hard. I don't have a lot of readers in my family, so I don't get to share that. I did grow up with my mom reading to me a lot as a child. And then in our school system, I guess, there was always a scholastic book fair where you could pick books. I usually got to pick a couple of books each year to buy. But also, we had this, what was called Book It. I don't know if they still do that, but if you read a certain amount of books or pages, depending on your age, you could basically win free personal pan pizzas at Pizza Hut. And so that was always a fun thing to do. I love pizza and I love reading, so combining those two things was always a highlight as a child. And then another prompt is curiosity and discovery. Has reading ever made you curious about a place, a culture, or an idea you didn't know before? Describe a moment when reading made you think differently or see something in a new light. I feel like that's what reading is. It's taking you to a place that you haven't been before, especially if you're reading historical fiction, it's a time that you haven't been before. Fantasy, it's a place that doesn't even exist and you get to go there. So that's what reading is. It teleports you into this new world where you can experience things that make you feel and think differently and learn and grow. So describe a moment when it made me see it. Basically, I find something to learn about in any book I read. I don't just learn from nonfiction. You learn from fiction as well. You're reading about experiences different to your own, or even if those are similar, you're still seeing a different point of view, or how they handled it differently than you. So I'm always learning. So describe a moment. All my reading are moments. Number 4, memories and comfort. What kind of reading experiences brings you comfort no matter where we are in the world? So share a memory of reading that has stuck with you. Reading in general brings me comfort. It is my happy place. It brings me peace. It helps clear my mind when things are bad. Lately, it was hard to get not be distracted when I was reading, just because of everything going on. But sometimes just finding the right book gets you out of that slump. So it's specific comfort, though. There are some books that just do bring you comfort and make it feel like a warm hug. Usually it's the themes. If there's a found family or just a really great interpersonal connections, it bonds you and it brings you comfort. And then also just ones that bring you joy, where it's a true celebration and there's just happiness or fun throughout. And so share a memory of reading that has stuck with me. So when I lost my grandma in 2019, right during the beginning of COVID. We didn't realize that's what it was, but she was my person, so I didn't know what to do, and so I did find comfort in reading. And so one of the moments that stuck with me was reading. I started reading Gideon the Ninth. It's a completely unique book to be reading when you're grieving, but since it's so random and there is grief in it, but there's just so much going on and you're transported to a completely different world, that it did allow me to kind of sit with my grief in a different way and experience it almost in a delayed time frame, as I just slowly got to absorb and process it. But I remember sitting in a lounge chair, which used to be my grandma's, cuddled up with my kitten at the time. He's around here somewhere, not a kitten anymore. Ace, if you see him running around. He was a comfort for me. I had a blanket on because it was in December, reading my book with him in my lap, and it did bring me comfort and peace in a time that I needed it. Number 5, ideas and connection. How have books helped you connect with other countries? Describe a lesson, idea, or feeling from a reading experience that you think anyone, anywhere could relate to. So books helping me, my cats again, books helping me connect with other countries. There have been several instances that I've gotten to do that. I have a friend in France where each time we go on a book haul, we take a photo of it and show it and kind of share that with each other. When we have a good book, we write about it and recommend it to each other, and we're just always keeping connected that way by just sharing our love of books. I also have a friend in Thailand, not Thailand, sorry, the Philippines, that I sent a book to. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I sent it to her because it was one of my favorite books. And then I read it to her, over a voice chat, and we got to connect that way. Angelina here on BookTube, she's at Books Do Things to Me, and we've sent books back and forth. And then I just, so for culture and stuff, one of the things that connected was I have a reader, or an author that I'm a fan of, who's from Michigan, but she's Indigenous, and she writes a bunch of books with Indigenous protagonists. And I got to meet her at one of her speaking engagements. So I not only get to read amazing books, but I got to meet her, tell her what they mean to me, and have an autographed copy of one of those books. So those are all experiences that stick with me. And I think for a lesson or a feeling that can be relatable is just when you connect with somebody, no matter where they are, about your hobby. And for all of us, it's reading. When you get to connect with somebody who can introduce you to a new world of books, or somewhere from way across the world who's read the same book as you and loved it, it's absolutely amazing. I actually recently read a biography of Cleopatra, and it was talking about what they would read and stuff at the time, and to know that they had access to, some of these ancient texts. So she would have been reading Homer, so the Odyssey and the Iliad, and we can read those same things. So not only do you get to share this thing across the world and across cultures, you get to share reading across time, and there's nothing cooler than that, honestly. And then number 6, fun reflection. If you could start a conversation with readers anywhere in the world about reading, what would you ask them? What's one thing you think all readers share no matter where they are from? I think what we share is hope. I think that's what reading is. You have this hope of connection. You have this hope of finding something that's gonna stretch your mind, gonna change you, or even if you're reading to escape, it allows you that. So this hope that the book is going to be whatever you need it to be. And I think we share our hope in that, and our curiosity in that, our curiousness for different worlds, different times, different experiences. And I've said before already how that opens us up and allows us this empathy for our everyday lives. When we get to see and meet new people, we can bring that hope and that open heart and that curiosity with us, that we learned from reading. So what would I ask them? Would I ask anyone? If I see a reader, or I see someone with a book, I always say, "What are you reading?" Or what would you recommend? What do you plan to read next? And one of my favorites is, what book would you say changed you the most, in any kind of way, whether it made you a reader, whether it changed the way you view the world, whether it taught you something, anything, but what book changed you? And so those are my questions. Mike, thank you for this great tag. Thank you for tagging me. You always have really great prompts, and I enjoy being part of this community. Thank you, and happy reading.